Hi, here's part 3, and part 3 is how I have dealt with my nutrition through my breastfeeding journey. So with my first 2 pregnancies, I did have an American Standard diet. With my latest pregnancy, I had a lifestyle change. Well, my lifestyle change really happened after my second pregnancy, after my second baby was born. I started to slowly but surely get rid of dairy. I made the change for 2 reasons. One was because I noticed that my second born baby had eczema whenever I had dairy of some sort or eggs. So I removed that out of my diet and it just went away. I know, it's crazy. And the second reason was because my eldest son, my stepson, he was having some odor under his arm that was just like, you're too young to smell like that. You were with me the whole day, and I know you didn't do all of that to smell worse than my husband. Like, there's no way. So talked to the doctor. The doctor said that some kids, mature faster, and I didn't believe that because it's just, it can't be that it doesn't happen every day. Like, I knew that something was up. I saw an article where that happened to other parents, and they figured out that it was cow's milk that would make their child stink like really bad. So what someone explained was that it was the hormones in the cow's milk. So they said to get organic cow's milk. And so we did that. We started buying organic cow's milk, and oh, it was so good. Oh, it was good. It was yummy. But I couldn't really have it like that because, of course, my baby would have eczema breakouts. So then after a while, I noticed I have to do a whole nother video on milk and my child's health-related complications. Nevertheless, we got rid of dairy eventually in my house. With my latest pregnancy, I completely made a lifestyle shift. Not that I am like vegan by definition, but I made the switch to where I mostly eat plant-based foods. So from time to time I might have a little meat, a little fish here and there, but that's not my main provider for protein and for fat, omega-3s and all that stuff. The birth center that I was going through, I made them aware of my lifestyle and how I eat. And I also made the decision to no longer do prenatals. I stopped taking prenatal pills, and I just asked them to tell me, what their thoughts were on me not doing prenatals, because prenatals to me are for people who are on the American Standard diet who lack necessary vitamins to supply a baby with a great amount of nutrition. My midwives gave me some information on what I can do to supplement for not taking prenatals. So, of course, I had a really bad food aversion, and so what I have found was that I would have less and less the more bland and the more fresh my food was. So I started just having smoothies on the daily. In my smoothies, I would put hemp seed and chia seed and flax seed. After a while, I did some research on flaxseed, and I heard that it wasn't that great to take during pregnancy, so I just put it away. I just stopped having flaxseed. It was kind of later on in my pregnancy, like 6 months. At 6 months, I stopped doing flaxseed. I mostly ate, you know, just like simple foods. I didn't want complicated foods for me to have to digest and go through all the nausea and all that stuff. So, you know, I did have really, really bad nausea. I can say that. If I ate anything that was just, to me, complex, you know, like I just stayed away from unnecessary foods. How I got my iron, oh, I have to find it. I had low iron with this pregnancy, and I had low iron with my first pregnancy, even though I ate beef all the time because I craved beef if I did want to eat something. So although I had food aversions, I still would have these cravings, and I would just go with the craving. So there is a particular iron supplement that I took, and it's plant-based. If I'm not mistaken, it is vegan, but I'll put it in the description box. I'll put it in there. I love it. I gave it to my kids as well. My children had it, and sure enough, brought my levels up better than where it needed to be. So I was good with that. For protein, I did the hemp seed, chia seed, and then also wild salmon here and there. Like I said, I don't really do like fish and meat and stuff. I'm not really into eating animals like that, but you know, I would have it here and there. Also did a lot of nuts. So, you know, since I don't do dairy, I drink cashew milk. Yes, I just take the cashew, soak it, blend it, be done with it. I also eat walnuts. I eat almonds. That's basically how I kept up with my protein and fat. I also ate avocados. You know, what I did during my pregnancy is what I do now, you know, after having the baby. So after I had the baby, I did get back with flaxseed. I add that. So I call it my trio. My famous trio is the chia seed, or shy seed, the flaxseed, and the hemp seed. I have those as much as I can throughout the day, at least 2 tablespoons a day for each of those. My midwife said that that was great. That was a great way for me to get the DHA. And so it's a little complex, but you have to really read to understand how you can get the fatty acids and all that stuff, the DHA, like what you would get from taking the pill of the, you know, DHA. You just have to research it. It's a little complex to explain, but basically it's like what you would get from the chia seed, the combination of the chia seed and hemp seed. You know, it has enough of the fatty acids to give you what you would get with taking a DHA prenatal pill. I do Irish moss. Yes, Irish moss. So I did research on why do we need DHA and where does DHA come from. And so since they get it from fish, where does the fish get it from? So it turns out, of course, it's stuff that's in the water. So something like the algae and that kind of ordeal, that's where DHA comes from. So we eat the fish to get the DHA. So I was like, let's just go to the source. How about that? So I know that the Irish moss also has the B12. B12 is a very interesting thing because although you can get the bottle, you know, a capsule or something or a pill, it still doesn't absorb the same way versus you getting like a shot or just eating the right stuff. So I just take eating the right stuff, you know, so, oh, yeah, I didn't know there would be so much to say about nutrition. I thought this was going to be simple. Fat is the next, like, most important thing. So I told you how I get the B12. I get the B12, I eat nutritional yeast that has B12 in it, and then I have the Irish moss, which I'm loving. and I put that in almost everything. A smoothie, I put it in my oatmeal. I put it in, like, after it cools, if I cook it. I put it in my avocado mix. For that, that's how I'm sure I get the B12 and, the DHA, or, all that fatty acid, and, omega 3s and 6s and all that goodness. So the other big concern that I take care of is fat. Fat is the reason why babies need milk. And so with the average weaning age in the world being 6, I did my research and, found out, why do children need milk up until they're 6? I also noticed that WIC also provides milk for children up to age 5 or 6. So after conducting my own research on why children need milk up until they're 5, 6, I read that they need the fat. The fat is very significant for them. So I figured, okay, well, if I eat, a lot of fatty foods are really good. And for some reason in our American standard diets, we don't eat enough fat. We love to do the low fat. And that's like, no. You need fat. The bad fat is animal fat. But plant fat, it burns easy. Animal fat, you need a higher amount of heat to burn the fat. Babies need the fat for their growth and development. And so since I did my research on that is why I am like really, really big on having a lot of nuts involved in my foods. I use that as my snack. A lot of times not a lot of times, but there are times where I may want something sweet. So I'll just put raisins in my baggie with my almonds and my walnuts and my pecans. So you want to have the fat, you want to have the protein, you want to have those fatty acids, omega 3s and omega 6s. That's all in the chia seed and the hemp seed. It's also in flaxseed. So when you put those 3 together, they're like the bomb.com. I actually don't like to take the pills because I don't know what's in it, for real. Please do some research on what you can do to make sure that your baby is doing well with the fat and the protein. So thanks again for watching my video. I know this has been a long series or a couple of videos, but I really wanted to get this information to you. So I will be back with some more videos. Yeah, so I will see you soon. Again, please do subscribe. I want to see your beautiful faces again. Please comment. Let me know what's up, how y'all doing, and any questions you might have. So I'm all open to answering questions. If you know of any videos or resources that would be helpful to another mom or a mommy to be, please put it in the comment section. That way, we can help each other out. That's the whole point of this, is to help each other out. Okay? All right. Love you. Bye.